When you're starting a business, the first question you usually ask yourself is, how do I keep my business running smoothly? What tools do I need to use? And how do I ensure that the software tools I use for my particular startup are going to help me become successful in business? That is why in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the main softwares, or rather the best softwares that you need to use as a business startup to help you figure out how you can make your startup run smoothly. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Gloria and let's get to it. So the first thing we need to discuss is business operations. The first one being marketing and sales. That's because you need to have people know who you are, know you exist, as well as know the solutions you have brought to the market and how they can be able to solve their problems. So marketing is an essential part of your business processes, which is going to in turn directly contribute to the sales you get to have in your startup. So you really also need to ensure you have a sales funnel, which leads to the people you get to work with, as well as the clients you get to take in your business, so that you ensure you're generating revenue. Then the second part that makes your business operations really essential is your finances, because you need to ensure that you're keeping your records, you need to ensure that you're paying the tax man, and you also need to ensure that you have your net profit and gross sales, so that you can be able to determine whether you're a profitable business or not. Now, when it comes to your finances, there are three essential parts of your finances that are gonna make sense. The first one being the receipts and invoicing that you're going to be sending to your clients. The second one is going to be the charts of account, which is going to help you generate or create your profit loss statements. And then the third thing is going to be receipts, as well as filing your taxes and accounting for the business, the way it has been operating during the period of time you have been in business. And then the third business process is going to be the administrative processes. Now, as a startup, you honestly don't have a team, therefore you don't have to do a lot of administration processes. However, when you're working with clients, you will have them sign a contract. You will also need to have a storage space. You will need to have a client dashboard so that they can be able to access all the resources that you're gonna give them. And if you're building an application, say for example you're building a SaaS product or even a software product or a service business, you will have to share a lot of documentation with your clients so that they can be able to see that your business is legitimate and they can be able to continue working with you. You should have tools and softwares that help you do that seamlessly, so that it makes it easy for you to continue operating a business that keeps you sane. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is your sales process. And guys, I'm not going to lie, your sales process actually takes a series of steps, but I'm going to stick to three because these are the three main ones. So the first thing you need to pay attention to when it comes to your sales process is going to be you getting inbound leads. Now, these leads are going to be the people you're going to warm up to actually buy your products. Now, in order for you to find leads, you need to also ensure that you have a streamlined marketing process, which we are going to talk about next. Then the second thing is going to be the onboarding process. How are you going to ensure that these people that you've attracted to your business are actually signing you on to assist them in whatever it is you are selling or whatever solution you're bringing to their problems? And then the third thing that goes to your sales process is going to be the sign-on and the sign-off process. So the onboarding and the offboarding process, which is going to be the project delivery process, as well as getting them offboarded from your company when you have completed the project. Then the second process is going to be your marketing process. Now, your marketing process most essentially just requires a bit of a strategy, because there are two ways to actually market your business. The first way is outbound marketing, which just means you are using traditional media, billboards, newspapers, and all these other print media that is not necessarily printed online. The second way you can market yourself is using inbound marketing or inbound marketing media channels. Now, that means social media, it means email marketing, as well as any other marketing process like referrals and all these other marketing channels that you can use. Now, a lot of us, especially when we are startup businesses, we try to use or utilize inbound marketing, which means we really heavily rely on email marketing as well as social media marketing. Now, With that being said, you need to have a social media marketing strategy, and you also need to have an email marketing strategy. Now, I'm going to mention two marketing strategies that I've seen really work really well, especially in my time. And the first thing with email marketing is that you need to understand that the people who come to subscribe to your emails or give you their emails are people who actually trust you. So the first thing you really need to ensure you keep or you nail down when it comes to email marketing is building trust. Then the second thing that comes to your social media is that you need to be value driven first. Your content has to deliver some sort of value, and I do not mean the ones you used to be told back in the day as inspirational, aspirational. I mean you have to really show people case studies, you have to talk about your journey, and you have to build a level of trust with them by sharing your processes, your frameworks, and the way you do things, so that they trust you as an individual, so much so that they actually believe that following you is a direct consequence of you delivering value to whatever it is they're probably facing as a problem in their businesses or in their lives. And then the other process is the administrative process. Basically, what this means is how you run things internally in your business. So that means you need to have a process of how you manage your time. You need to have a process of how you manage the documents you get. You need to manage your clients, and you also need to ensure that you have a storage space that actually works for you and the details and the tools that you use in your business, and you leverage them. So you need to find what is the best way or what are the best tools that you can use in order for you to ensure that you maintain a steady storage space, so that you don't lose important documents. You need to have a process of how you share documents with them, how you request for signatures, how you request for contracts, and all these things. And you also need to have a delivery process. Of course, it's going to be online because you want to leverage as many free tools as you can, because you are a startup, you don't have enough money, and if you have any sort of funds, they are really limited, and you need to utilize the most free tools you can use. You also need to have a process in the administrative side of things where you can be able to manage the projects you get to take on, and that is why project management tools are going to be essential. So the first tool I have for you, it goes into the sales and marketing part of your business, is Hubspot CRM. Now, you guys have heard a lot of HubSpot. Now, if we jump into HubSpot, this is how it looks like. You can see you have a dashboard, you have some menu options at the top most of this particular web page, and you can see that there are so many options when it comes to CRM, building your contact list, as well as figuring out who needs your services. One thing that I really love about HubSpot is that it gives you free access up to 1,000,000 contacts, and that is not little information or little contact people. So you can try out HubSpot. I have included a link in the description if you want to check them out, but make sure you go and see how HubSpot can help you in your business to ensure that you streamline your sales and marketing process. The second tool I have for you goes into the project management part of your business, and this is essential because it helps you track the projects that you're doing and ensure that you deliver on time. Now, the tool I'm actually talking about is Clickup. A lot of us have come across Clickup advertisements, and yes, you can actually set up your projects on Clickup, and I love the fact that it actually has a free option. So even if you have a small team of around 10 people, you can be able to leverage it. Everyone can get their own dashboard, and they can be able to see which task they haven't attended to, and they can be able to attend to that and report back and see that you have done or completed the project. Another good thing that I really love about ClickUp is that it allows you to also share the project with the client directly, so they can be able to track the progress as you continue updating the project. And then the third tool I have for you guys, it goes into finance. And guys, I've told you that you really need to pay attention to your finances. And the tool I have for you guys here, no, it is not QuickBooks Online, rather it is Zoho Books. Now, Zoho Books is a free tool. It allows you to file your taxes. It allows you to ensure that you are not playing games with the taxman, and it ensures you're also able to send invoices, you're able to keep your charts of accounts, and you're able to maintain your profit loss statements easily, because even if you don't know how to do financing, they actually have the guides through their tutorials, and you can be able to learn the basic things you need to know about accounting so that you maintain your business finances in order. Now, because I've talked about administration processes and administrative processes a lot, the next tool I have for you guys is Google Workspace. Now, I prefer Google Workspace compared to Microsoft Office because Google Workspace is actually accessible everywhere. As long as you have an internet access, you can be able to use Google Workspace. But when it comes to Microsoft Office and Microsoft 365, you have to think about licensing, you have to think about ensuring you've bought everything. But remember, we are a startup, we do not have enough money, so using the free Google Workspace option is cheaper and better and more accessible because you can access it as long as you have Google Chrome or any Google product that is a browser. You can be able to access all these tools. Now, Google Workspace allows you to have Google Drive where you can keep on and store all the documents that you need to share with your clients. Another good thing about Google Workspace is that it gives you access to Google Sheets, which can allow you to track anything you'd want to track in your business, including building strategies, building probably something like your content calendar and all these things. And then the third thing that I really love about the Google Workspace is the Google Calendar, which allows you to be on toes with your time management and your schedule management, because you can be able to build up calendars and see how your day-to-day activities look like. And then the fourth addition to Google Workspace that I recently started using is the free option to build your Google appointment calendar, where when you want to talk to clients, you can be able to just use Google appointments. Someone can be able to book you for a call, for a consultation, or whatever it is, for free. Now, with that being said, I'm really hoping that you guys found this video to be particularly informative. If you did, then make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So if you have questions with regards to softwares and tools that you can use to run a successful business, make sure to let me know in the comment section, because who knows, I might do a video covering exactly what you've asked. But I'm really hoping that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I am going to see you